Hello and welcome to Advantage Computer Solutions video training series for Microsoft Excel, session number 8, the power of if. In this session you will learn how to use if statements to evaluate and analyze information. So let's just jump right into it. We have a simple list over here of some colors and numbers. And you would like to know if the color is green, then you want the result of the cell to be okay. Otherwise, you want to put problem. So let's see how this works. Equals, to start off our formula, and if, that's the name of the formula, just like equals sum. Equals if the value in cell D5, which is 3 to the left, equals, if the value of that cell equals green, that's what I want to evaluate to, I'm going to put green in quotation marks. As we saw in another session earlier, any text referred to in a formula must be surrounded by quotation marks. Equals if the value of cell D5 equals, quote, green, comma. Comma in this formula means then. If that condition is true, then, quote, okay, close quote. Comma, the second comma means otherwise. I'm going to put the word problem, close quote, close parentheses. Let's evaluate this. If the value in cell D5, which is 3 to the left, if the value of that cell equals green, and that's in quotation marks, comma, then, quote, give me the word okay, close quote. That will be the result of the formula. Comma, the second comma means otherwise, give me the word problem. Close parentheses, press enter, and copy the formula down. And we can see that all of the green colors are okay, and everything else is a problem. Well, I don't like problems. Most people don't like problems, so let's get rid of them. I don't want the word problem appearing as the result of all the cells that are not green, so we're going to edit our formula a little bit. F2, my edit key. I'm going to take out the word problem and simply leave 2 quotation marks. Referencing 2 quotation marks with nothing in between will give me a blank. The cell will be blank. So if the value in cell D5 is green, then, comma, give me the word okay, comma, otherwise, quote, quote, blank, give me nothing. So I'm going to copy that formula down, and presto, all the cells that are not green are now blank, and the only ones that have okay in it are the ones that are green. Now, let's put this to use in a real-life example. You have here a list of parts, quantities, descriptions, from a certain manufacturer that you're working with, and you need to be sure that all of the part numbers and quantities or prices, whatever, are identical. You may have thousands of records and you do not want to go line by line and compare them. So what we're going to do is use our if statement to compare them for us. Equals if, open parentheses, same as any other formula, equals if the value in cell I4, if that equals the value in cell B4, I'm simply comparing one reference number to another. These are 2 separate lists that came from different sources. If that statement is true, then, quote, quote, leave the cell blank. I don't really need to see anything. Comma, otherwise, quote, and I'll put 2 question marks. That text, those question marks will be the result of the formula. Close quote, because again, question marks are like any other text, have to be surrounded by quotation marks. Close parentheses. So this formula says if the value in the cell with the reference in column I equals the reference number in column B, if that condition is true, then, quote, quote, leave the cell blank, comma, otherwise, give me 2 question marks. Well, this one is blank. I'm going to copy it down. And I can see that I have some questions. So let's take a look and see if our formula works. All of these numbers are equal in column I and column B. 6068 though is different because here I have 6065, so my formula is working perfectly for me. 6067, this is the problem. 6076 is the same in both columns, and yet it's giving me question marks. 11348 to 11345, that one's okay. What about, okay, now I've got a problem. 138985 is the same in both columns, and yet I'm getting question marks. So I know my formula is correct. There must be something wrong with the data itself. And in fact, depending on the source of your information, sometimes when you import a file from another program, another location, there are some hidden formats. Sometimes you cannot find them, you don't even know what they are, but they're there, and it makes life a little bit difficult. There's a little trick that you can use to solve this problem. What we're going to do is we're going to multiply all of the numbers in column B, the reference numbers, by 1. So I get the same number again. I'm going to copy it down. But it somehow can get rid of the formatting problem. Whatever was in that cell before is going to go away. Sometimes, again, we don't even know what it is. I'm going to copy and paste special values. And now, my formula, which was working perfectly before, doesn't have any errors. Multiplying a cell by 1 is a good way to clean out sometimes some hidden formats that might be in there. Let's look at just one more example of something a little bit more sophisticated, and I'm going to use our color list again. We have a formula right now which says, if the color is green, then put the word OK, otherwise leave the cell blank. We got rid of our problems before, which was a good thing. Now I want to add another dimension to it. If the color is green and the quantity is above 15, then I want to say OK, otherwise I'll leave it blank, and I'll know there must be a problem. So to do that, we're going to add something to our formula. Equals if, and then the word and, A-N-D. Open parentheses, D5, quote, equal green. This condition we're still going to keep. But after the first comma, we're going to put E5 greater than 15, close parentheses, and then a comma. Okay, this is complicated. Let's back up and analyze this formula a little bit. Equals if and. The statement is written with the word and first, but has to be read kind of inside out and backwards. Equals if D5 equals green, the color in cell D5 equals green, comma, and you have to go backwards and read the word and. Also, E5, the quantity is greater than 15, close parentheses. The first parentheses and the last parentheses enclose the two conditions and make it into one condition. Then we have a comma, and then we say the word OK if both conditions acting as one condition are both true, comma, otherwise, two quotation marks, leave the cell blank. Let's look at this one more time. Equals if the value in D5 equals green, and also, there's a comma, E5 greater than 15, if both those conditions are true, and they're enclosed in their own set of parentheses, comma, then put the word OK, otherwise, leave it blank. And there's a mistake, so we're going to type this over again. Equals if, and D5 equals, quote, green, close quotation mark, comma, and also E5 greater than 15, close parentheses. Those two conditions are now acting as one condition. Then, quote, I want the word OK. Comma, otherwise, if both those conditions are not met, then I want the cell to be blank. So now the cell is blank. I copy the formula down. And now I'm left with the word OK only where the color is green and the value is greater than 15. In the next session, we're going to learn some text formulas and some more advanced Excel formulas to do even more sophisticated things. Until next time, and remember, if you want to get ahead, get the advantage.